Hey there, good Saturday morning to you. It is First Alert meteorologist Isaac Williams. A check of the forecast. We'll get to Megan for some of the news headlines here shortly. It was a busy Friday, and we're going to recap some of those wild weather headlines. We're looking ahead to some additional stormy weather in the next few days, but we also have some quieter, hotter weather coming up too at the end of the 7-day forecast. But today is a First Alert weather day. Scattered, slow-moving storms. Yesterday, the storms over the airport sat there for hours. We're going to see a similar setup today. I'm not expecting maybe an exact repeat, hopefully not of Friday, but it's summertime. Storms do not move in a hurry around here, and we'll have some of those downpours again this afternoon. Again, the coverage is going to be scattered. The intensity is going to vary from day to day, but we are watching this for the possibility there of some additional active weather later today. Again, from about 3 to 9 p.m. is kind of the time frame that I'm watching for the busiest weather. Until then, maybe a shower between now and the next few hours, but really the rain coverage peaks around 6 p.m. today at 50%. Highs today in the upper 80s. Notice by midnight we trail that rain chance back to 20%. So again, we don't expect things to linger much past sunset, but we are going to see potentially a few busy hours around here a little later on. Here's a look at Futurecast. Again, flaring things up around 3 o'clock. Now, again, we could see a little bit more, could see a little later start, but again, downpours scattered about will be with us throughout the afternoon and evening. A few of those could produce some gusty winds over 40 miles per hour, especially watching those areas that saw so much rain yesterday. We could see flooding easily become a concern there. Hopefully, the rain and the storms, they dodged some of the hardest hit areas yesterday. And then for Sunday, we'll do it all over again. The summer pattern continues. Isolated to scattered storms will be with us, and we may need to add a First Alert weather day if we can get some better model agreement. Some models are not as aggressive with the rain coverage Sunday, and hopefully we can catch a slight break before we do have another First Alert weather day coming up on Tuesday. You can see here widespread rain is expected across the region. This could be one of those days where it rains a good portion of the day. Things still may change, but right now we've got that rain coverage already to 70%. So we are thinking that Tuesday is going to be a pretty busy day as well. The rest of Tuesday going into Wednesday, we'll keep the rain chance going. But notice Wednesday, it's kind of the southern half of the state, and we're going to see a weak front drop in, and that's the front that's going to probably end the rain chance by Thursday and Friday. It's also going to heat us up just a bit as well. We're talking about seeing highs to between 92 and 95 possibly by next Friday, which is the 4th of July. Since Wednesday, just the past few days, there have been 90 warnings issued by the National Weather Service in Peachtree City. 81 of those were severe thunderstorm, 8 were flash flood, 1 tornado warning. I'll talk about that in a second. And then there's also the random meteor and meteorite that happened Thursday. It's been a crazy 3 days of weather here in North Georgia, and thankfully all that's kind of in the past, but this is a look at each warning issued by the National Weather Service in Peachtree City. The yellow there is severe thunderstorm warning. Obviously the green is flash flood warnings, and you can see here for the metro we had our own fair share of big weather yesterday for Friday. And notice that red box down there though, we have had a tornado warning. This was Thursday morning at just after 1 a.m. And the stats on that confirmed tornado, the Weather Service did actually find damage consistent with an EF1 tornado. Winds were about 100 miles per hour, just about 3.5 miles of path length. Path width was 200 yards. And again, this was just north of the town of Atwater, and the storm was moving west. It was kind of an odd movement, also an odd time of day. It was 1:10 in the morning. The tornado was down for 6 minutes, lifting at 1:16. That survey from the National Weather Service in Peachtree City, again, confirming the tornado from Upson County from just the other morning here. So a wild morning, or wild last few days of weather. Hopefully this unsettled pattern does break, because again, by Thursday and Friday we are going to see some quieter and hotter days ahead. But again, yesterday we had weather in the headlines here, and I'm going to bring in Megan. She has been kind of following the developments from overnight. We had Blake at the airport this morning. Lots of headaches there, Megan, as well. We have hopefully things starting to get a little bit more in the normal, but Blake said they were hours, people waiting hours at the baggage claim, Megan.
Yes, The airport is not the place you want to be. Lots of flight delays and cancellations, Isaac, as we watch everything that's happening at Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport. Taking a peek outside right now, we just heard Isaac's forecast. Here's Midtown. It looks nice right now. You would never know that there's all these delays and cancellations and issues at the airport. But yes, that is one of our main news headlines this morning. Good morning to you. Thanks for being with us here at Atlanta News First Plus. Megan Packer here checking in with our headlines. We are talking about just the effects of those strong storms last night. They popped up, and boy, did they affect us really all across the region, from the hail to the flooding, cars underwater, airport cancellation. So let's take a look. Here's what we saw this morning at the airport. Our crews have been out there for hours now, and the latest that we're seeing on FlightAware is 412 flights into and out of ATL canceled, 213 flights in and out of Atlanta's airport delayed. Of course, that number is fluid this morning. We're watching it change, but there are some really frustrated customers and passengers right now at Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International. Not only that, but yesterday was expected to be the busiest travel day of the July 4th holiday travel period at that airport, and then this weather hit. So everything's just kind of compounded. So people are just feeling that ripple effect this morning, trying to figure out when they are able to get on a flight. Delta, we know, inspected more than 100 planes because of the hail that fell last night. Most are back in service this morning. Those planes were on the ground during the storm. Delta says that weather impacts have resulted in, again, just hundreds of cancellations for today. They're expecting additional delays and cancellations as their teams work to safely reset aircraft and get the flight crews completing their required rest. So a lot of pieces need to fall into place. If you are flying today, just a heads up, you need to be patient and, of course, just check the status of your flight. So let's look at some of the video that we saw from across the region. There was just flooding in all different parts of Metro Atlanta. This is DeKalb County. This is Silverbacks Park, and some cars you can see are pretty much submerged here. You cannot even see the parking lot. Can you imagine coming back out to your car? When some people left that stadium, some found their cars wouldn't even start up because they were under so much water. And then up in Gainesville, there's this video here. A viewer sent us this video from McConnell Drive. Water so high you can't see any of the ground there. We're told at least 10 houses in this community were impacted by the flooding. So people might be cleaning up today, getting ready for a potential another round of the storms that we just heard Isaac talk about. So certainly a day just to be very aware of what's happening with our weather. There is a nonprofit in DeKalb County that works with young people, and right now they are dealing with air conditioning units that were stolen. There was somebody caught on camera stealing AC units from on top of the roof of ATL Metro RBI. This is a nonprofit that trains about 40 kids a week. They deal with baseball and life lessons. But yeah, someone stole the AC units here. It's caught on surveillance video, someone dragging these units away. Now, we are told that they're getting new units installed by this morning at the latest, but they've really had to kind of amend their schedules and, stop and cancel some of the practices with the kids, because you can imagine how hot it has been inside, not only without AC, but then you're doing the physical activities. So they had to kind of put those baseball lessons to the side for a little bit while they get those new AC units up and running. We have reached out to DeKalb County Police, by the way, just to see what is going on with this investigation and this case, and to see if this is something that's on their radar. The 4th of July will be here before you know it, and it turns out that one of our local lakes is making a very impressive list. Lake Okone is one of the top 15 spots to go to for the 4th of July this year, according to Home to Go. They found that Okone is the 12th most popular spot for a vacation on the patriotic holiday. The vacation rental company says there has been a 100% increase in online searches. Lake Hartwell, on the border with South Carolina, also made the top 20. So something to start thinking about. It's kind of creeping up quickly. The 4th is almost here, so make those plans to get outside, but of course, just to be weather aware with these pop-up storms. So thank you so much for joining us. I'm Megan Packer. We heard from First Alert meteorologist Isaac Williams. Keep it here with our streaming channel all day long. We'll keep you updated on what's making news with your news and weather here at Atlanta News First Plus, and we'll see you soon. Have a good weekend and stay safe.
Thank you for watching ANF Plus. For more breaking news, live coverage, and your community stories, download the Atlanta News First app. You can also watch us on YouTube, Roku, Apple TV, and Fire TV. To join the conversation on YouTube Live, visit our channel and hit subscribe. You can also listen to the Atlanta News First podcast by searching Atlanta News First on your preferred listening platform.